Yeah, when we having, when we're gonna be having this, I have something that's very curious that let's say, okay, I got the salary in my own currency, and I want to like dual currency if I can exchange to U.S. dollars or I don't know euro. So is it possible to happen?
Well, it depends on the law of the country that you're talking about. For instance, in our country, even though we have foreign currency accounts allowed under the current law, we still don't have dual currency accounts. It will be beneficial to have dual currency account. However, like I just said, I have to refer back to the second point, which is education. We need to have legal experts and mathematicians who know well about the banking sector, because having a dual currency account is not an easy sector. They need to do simulation. They need to make sure that this account will function well, and it will not affect the country's economy or the individual's financial well-being.
Yeah, the reason behind I'm asking this is like, okay, I have my brother. He's got the salary in U.S. dollar, well, and I got in Myanmar currency jobs. So you see, when I have this thing, I'm more into spending money than him because he has the U.S. dollar, so he keeps it, and then he saves money. So do you think that we should operate the U.S. dollar instead of Myanmar currency?
It depends on the individual choice, I guess. For me, I would like to receive in the my salary in the local salary to avoid taxation and other charges for exchanging into another currency. So when I was studying in the UK, my parents sent money to me via a bank, and when they did that, they were doing it in US dollars. So there were some charges, not just charges for sending money overseas, but also because of the exchange rates as well.
That's right. Oh, and you see, the Western Union is coming in to actually do the money laundering and stuff, because we have workers in Malaysia, Singapore, and some of the South Asian countries and Asian countries. So do you think that they will do a good job? And are we right to choose them?
I believe so. I believe that Western Union offers good services. They have a good reputation. So, as a big financial transaction firm, I believe that they offer safe and secure service. I believe that their service will be very helpful and useful to not only the workers being employed abroad, but also the students who are studying abroad. Well, from my point of view, not many Myanmar students seem to be interested in banking. That's probably because we haven't got developed banking industry in our country yet.
So do you think there will be progress?
Definitely, yes. Like I just said, as we go on with liberalizing our banking laws, I believe that it will come. For instance, ANZ, Australia and New Zealand Banking Group has just joined us. And I believe that more banks will follow. And at the same time, we are improving our education. We need financial mathematicians. So we need to have specialized master's degrees in financial mathematics or computational finance, which is called financial engineering at some universities. So we need specialist mathematicians for that. Without mathematicians, without legal experts, without other experts in management and accounting, we may not be able to realize our potential in the banking sector, even if we have a liberalized laws.
Yep. So okay, when we have this kind of banking infrastructure and stuff, we will attract many of the tourists in the country. As you see that our country is very destination, very best destination, because you see we have beaches, we have a mountain, we have those lovely places and historic places also. So what do you think about the travel industry in the country so far, and also the institution? Like we have to promote a lot. Do you think so?
To a certain extent, I agree on that. We need to have specialist vocational schools, train the professionals who are appropriately trained to work at the places that they're assigned to work. So, for instance, we need to have tourism experts, properly trained tourist guides, and we also need to have hospitality experts, and so on.
Well, I can see you can do a lot of business, huh? Not just cosmology.
I wish.
Yeah, you know about banks, and are you planning to open a, I don't know, join a bank or travel?
Well, if Myanmar opens one investment bank, then I would definitely consider working at an investment bank as a financial analyst, using my mathematical skills that I learned from England.
Right, I'm really curious about your skills in this mathematics cosmology. So we'll be right back, and we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about your experience, being a doctor as mathematics cosmology. So we're going to take a short break. All right, we're back. Thank you for staying tuned. So this is talk show with Mr. Dr. Nyein. It is a pleasure again to have your speech and opinions about this. So I mean, I was really curious and really feeling great honor to have your presence, because you're like, I mean, different guy. You do maths, and you're also interested about the banking and travel. Wow, you're multiple. So how was your life in UK, and about your thesis and everything?
Well, life in the UK was interesting, but also it was a struggle. However, my experience in Japan helped me become adaptable to the English culture.
Do you speak Japanese also?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I was there for 3 years and 8 months, so I picked up Japanese while attending
you're
school
there. You're a super genius. You do language, you do banking, you do service, and you do universe. Wow. You're complete, a full package. I think you'll get married to a very, so many girls want to marry you.
I wish, but still single.
Oh. You single? Interesting.
And the greatest challenge that I had in England was to basically survive the daily life.
True.
But over time, I get used to it.
Yeah, and I believe that student life in UK must be different from, of course, from this country. So you see, like students these days, they now realize that they should do informal education as well as formal education. You see, like previously, students are only focusing on like, okay, I'm studying this, so I should focus this. I'm not studying the other stuff. So, but I think you did a lot. I mean, you know about banks, you know about travel, you know about the other stuff. So, do you also do that thing, formal and informal?
Okay, let me start by saying that UK education is more student-centered, but at the same time, it's problem-based learning. 1 hour of lecture means you should do at least 3 hours of private study.
Yeah.
So there's only 1 hour of formal contact hour between you and the lecturer. My first job so far is going well. It has been challenging. I have to do both teaching and research. So
see, you are like already multiple. You can teach also. Well, teaching is different. I mean, right?
Correct. It is different, and it requires a lot of preparation as well. Just like studying, like I just said, for 1 hour of lecture we should study 3 hours. So for 1 hour of teaching, I have to prepare like 2 hours, especially because it's my first teaching job. And to be frank, we're not qualified teachers. We are at that job because we have doctorate degrees and so on. We're more inclined towards research.
Yeah, that's right. So you were saying that you're not really there to be a teacher, as a qualified. But you see, do you have some feeling that I mean, when you actually become a teacher, and then does it remind you your college life? I mean, you look at the lecturers like, what is he saying? Sometimes you happen, right?
Definitely. So when I give lectures to my students, I don't think like a lecturer. I think more like a student. I just got fresh out of university, so I understand what students
That's a good thing.
Would find difficult. So I try to make sure that they find the lectures easy to understand.
Yeah, I can see that you're more of a research guy. So I'm really curious about what have you done in research. Can you?
As for the research, I started towards the end of my second year. I went to Amsterdam and worked in a laser lab.
Is it this one?
Not this one. This one's from Germany, and this one I did at the end of my final year.
This is interesting.
This one, as you can see, it says DESY, DESY. It stands for Deutsche Elektron and Synchrotron, which means German National Laboratory for Electron.
So it's completely German technology?
Mostly, yes. It's a German National Laboratory for Electron and Synchrotron Radiation. So it's one of the largest labs for nuclear and particle physics in the world.
So you also have this kind of experience?
Yes.
Can you make a nuclear bomb?
No. Well, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Wow. I mean, I'm curious that you know something a bit about nuclear.
Well, I would say it's actually smaller than nuclear because it's particles. So you actually go to these very small subatomic level.
Yeah, and I'm really curious that you got the PhD at the age of 28. 26. Yeah, that's truly honor. I mean, how do you get that? I mean, do you have to do research and project to actually submit?
Oh, of course, yeah. And well, the whole thesis is project-based. You have to conduct an original piece of research that is worthy of the doctorate degree. The title of my thesis is called Dynamical Systems in Cosmology.
You have to explain because I don't know.
Sure. Dynamical systems is just a concept in mathematics. That's how I learned a lot of mathematics. In fact, physics is the language mathematics is the language of physics, and cosmology is the area of physics that studies the history and future of the universe. So I took the mathematical approach called dynamical system and then applied that to
So how long
cosmology.
did you take to finish the whole thing?
A little over 3 years. So I
3 years?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I did my preliminary work before I completed my master's degree. That helped me complete my PhD on time. So officially I completed my PhD in less than 3 years, but I did a bit of preliminary work before I completed my master's. So that gave me a head start when I actually started my PhD officially.
So, Mr. Full Package, how would you contribute your experience to the country? I mean, so far, do you have any ideas?
I try to share my experience abroad, and I would welcome any students who are considering studying abroad to contact me, and I will give them advice.
That's lovely. Will you consider me as a student?
If you're willing to study abroad, then sure, you're welcome to contact me too. I will give advice based on my own experience.
Yeah, I believe many students and parents watching this program. So, would you have some comments about, education?
Well,
a short one.
Well, a comment about the Myanmar education. I would say that, in fact, Myanmar education gave me a solid foundation. So, matriculation mathematics, matriculation physics, that we would learn at grade 11, which was once called 10th standard. It's actually very advanced. Up to date, and I would encourage students to master the concepts covered in these syllabi, try to improve their problem-solving skills. So
somehow it is helpful.
They need to learn the concepts themselves. They need to teach themselves rather than being spoon-fed by the lecturer.
Thank you. I feel you make me feel proud that I graduate high school here. Anyway, I still don't know about the best, but I know a bit about yourself, and it was really interesting. So thank you very much, Dr. Nyein. It was an honor to meet you in person. So I believe I will be seeing you contributing your experience to the country as well as to your society.
I hope to make a contribution too, and like I just said, anyone who would like to study abroad and need advice are welcome to contact me, and thank you very much for having me here.
So this is it for today. A moment with the extraordinary Dr. Nyein, who is the youngest mathematics cosmologist and a lecturer in Sun Bun University, Sarawak, Malaysia, about education in UK and Myanmar, multiple career discussions, career transition thoughts, and his life experiences throughout his journey and focus of education. And we are very honored to have Dr. Nyein here, and he's the youngest PhD ever in the mathematics cosmology industry for the country. So I believe you enjoy the show, and he will be at www.swinburne.edu.my, and his email is nchan@swinburne.edu.my, and he'll be there to help you, right? Okay, thank you very much, and this is Dr. Nyein, and this is about the education talk show on Myanmar International. I believe you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I'm Steve. I'll see you in the next episode.